Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Tuesday, May 19th. The year's 2026. Let's talk trading. Remove your blinders, part 2 with Walmal. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and different from Walmal's. And make sure you always have your risk management in place. That way you don't lose more than you're willing to lose. And we talked about blinders the other day, and it's something that most traders, they can't see. So sometimes you need somebody or something else to let you know. And one of the things I've been doing is at the end of the day, I do a detailed report from the MT4 terminal, and I just throw it in my downloads folder. And there's two files. There's an HTML file and then just a regular file. And then what I do is I crank up an AI. I upload those two files to the AI, and I just use one word, evaluate, and then it comes back, usually with pages. And it's one of those things where you might be doing something that you don't see that you're doing because you're focused one direction and you're not looking everywhere. Or it may show you something um, that you are doing or you are not doing, and it will definitely let you know. And the thing is, the AI, it's not going to sugarcoat it. It's just going to give it to you straight. And of course, you can add to the prompts, but just a simple evaluate, it works pretty nice. I've done it with chat. I think I've done it with Claude, and I think I've done it with Gemini. And I think, I'm not sure if I've ever done it with Grok, but you can tell it to be brutally honest. And then sometimes when you do that, it might give you a tip that you can then use, and it just might be that missing ingredient, that missing factor, one thing that puts you on a path to profitability. Um, and so that's one of the things I was doing, and that's given me the idea for some couple of new indicators. Um, and I think the AIs, I guess they must get their information from the same sources because they've been talking about a lot of the same things. Like, you have to know about the market structure. You have to know about the liquidity sweeps. And it's the same language across the AIs, which I guess they go out to MT4, or was it MQL4.com, and maybe a few, they read FOREX Factory or who knows what. Um, Maybe I should just ask it what's their sources. But they keep coming back with some of the same things. But it gave me an idea because he kept talking about trend. And as you guys who've been following me for over a decade know, I don't believe in trend. I believe in bias, because depending on the chart, you can say it's in an uptrend or downtrend. And to me, price is the same across all charts. So you should get the same, pretty much get the same result. Otherwise, you're dealing with squigglies where on one chart it's one thing and on another chart it's another. But that's kind of a different topic. But um, what I came up with was I combined the price turn and I guess wick zone action. And yesterday, um, the market went above, or I'm sorry, the market went below the previous trading day's low and then did a price turn. And it came back through the wick zone. And so I say, well, that's a possible trend end or trend reversal. And so I created this little turn chart or turn indicator. And as you can see, it's been through a few iterations. I've added a few things, but it pretty much is using horizontal lines in flip-flop boxes, price turns. So you can see here on M15, there was a price turn there and price went up. And here price turned down and it went down. So, but it didn't do it below the previous day's low. We're not there yet. And it didn't turn from the previous day's high. But the turns, you can still trade the turns. And then it also talked about, the strength of the dollar, which are some indicators I had written over a decade ago, but I made a new simplified one to show the strength. And you can see here, everything's, when it's up, that means the dollar's strong. So the pound is going to go down. Of course, tick by tick on an M15 chart, it's not going to be as responsive. But you can see here, the pound turned, and now all of a sudden, the strength is dropping. But
hey, Giro,
yo,
can I tell you a little insight for what I've been using the AI for? I like what you just said about sending it in, letting it go and decipher what's going on. One of the things I then do after what you just suggested is then I go and say, okay, after it goes into literally, I don't know, pages and pages and pages of stuff, I say, okay, now summarize this into bullet points. And that way you can get a real clear understanding of what's going on. And you can always go back and look at all the, if there's a bullet point you don't understand, you can always go back and look, at that one section. So you don't have to go and read all 15 pages of stuff. You can just read the summary and say, oh, okay. And what I really like about that is also, like what you said, you can tell it to be very brutal. And the thing is, we're not very, as people, we're not very critical of ourselves, and if we are critical of ourselves, it's usually in a harmful way. This way, it's an objective way. You can go and get a good understanding about what's going on. A lot of times, what it does, at least for me, when I've used it, what it's helped me with is if I've gotten into a bad habit, things that but you're doing it, you may not even realize you're doing it. They'll come back and smack, as they used to say, they'll gob slap you in the face because of, you're doing something that you shouldn't do, and you may not even realize you're doing it. That's where I found it useful.
Yeah. So, did it point out any blind spots?
Yeah, in fact, it's the reason why I'm in this mess right now, and that is that sometimes because I'm doing manual trading, I had a TP and I was like, I need to get to a particular price, and it missed it by 1.3 times, and it basically pointed that out that sometimes you got to be willing to go, and so I just go and get out when it goes and does that. And it actually pointed that out to me yesterday, and I should have taken its advice and didn't. Because I didn't, I'm in the mess I'm in right now.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because yesterday it told me that my problem is this, that the winners and the losers are the same size. And what's making me profitable is I have more winners than losers. But,
Right.
it's just like this morning I took that trade and then I entered again because I had a second signal and I took 5 pips. Had I waited, because that was way back up at, what was it? I had shorted the double O and that was at 95. And then you can see here, it came down and bounced, went all the way back up, and I didn't re-enter the trade. But it's just one of those things where I know if I can sit there and make 2 or more pips over and over and over and over again, at the end of the day, I'll have somewhere between 30 and 50. And, that's
Right.
that's a nice little pile. And it keeps me
Yep.
from having that. I wish, I'd rather be mad with the profit than mad with the loss.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just I do think that there is a bias in some of the information that it puts out back at you because, they they I think it's heavily influenced by the ICP guys and the idea of 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 5-to-1 risk reward type of thing. And because of that, it doesn't like the fact that I'm picking up 2 to 3 pips and sometimes 5 pips in a trade, and my losses are 2, 3, or 5 pips as well. But because of the way I'm doing it, I'm winning, somewhere around 80% of my trades, and it doesn't like that. And it actually went at one point in time said that is unsustainable. Well, it's been sustainable, but the thing is, the ICT guys, they'll go and say that it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
So, that's nothing. That's not a knock on the ICT guys. It's just, it's a different philosophy of trading. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we need to say, hey, you know what? This is scalping. This isn't swinging. This isn't long term.
Right. So you got to be careful sometimes with AIs to really define your terms of what you're expecting, and then sometimes you got to slap the AI and say, please don't hallucinate and do this again.
Right. Man,
So,
price just bounced off that 2-ball.
yep, it did. This time I was smart. I only got out of those. I got out of those longs. That helped me out a lot. Put a bunch of money back into the account. But I still got a little bit of ways I got to go up a little bit, And actually, if I count the amount I got on the way down, I'm in a good situation right now. But it's sort of like, oh man, I only had taken it.
Are you long or short?
Right now, I'm just long.
Yeah.
I was long and short. I put a bunch of trades. I was long originally. My TP is all the way up at 96 right now, which I don't intend on getting there. That's where my TP is sitting. But I've gone short a bunch of times up there, ran that all the way down to the 80, and made up for some of the losses that I had from up there. Because my entry point actually is somewhere around 91. So, I'd just like to get back to 91, and then I'll have a really nice day as opposed to a good day. But, he's going to go and play cards that have dealt here. If I don't get out of this trade a little bit, I'm just going to go and get out, and I'll have a good day, and I'll be fine. Good days are good.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here looking, and we just put a 1-ball in, so it looks like it wants to go up, making those. Let's see if we get a nice little price turn here. And if we can get above indicator 2, we might have clear sailing to about 90.
Yeah.
Actually, 91.6 is the 50% retrace between the 2 3-balls on the 1 minute.
And that's my entry price, which is ironic.
And we didn't get that.
So at this point, I just love just to get to 91.6 and just exit out there, and I'll be in good shape.
Well, the pound usually moves 20 pips off the high and the low.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that came out because of what I did here. I went long, and and that's what got me originally into trading. But I went short, and made up all those, made a bunch of pips in that direction. And I did something similar to that yesterday. And ChatGPT went and said that I shouldn't be going in both directions at the same time, and unless you're hedging. And it's like, so I disagree with that because of the type of trading I'm doing. Now if you're a market structure guy, I agree with you. So I got to go and remember to create that as one of my rules when I have ChatGPT evaluate my trading. Say, hey, I'm not an ICT guy. I'm a market structure guy.
Yeah, and you know what, Walmal?
So look at it in that perspective.
Yeah, the fastest 15 minutes in
summary. I haven't done that yet.
The fastest 15 minutes in trading is just about over. So, fellow traders, we'll probably continue this discussion because blind spots can kill you. And that's why you have to always remember and never forget, It's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumple One.